Hello, everyone. So, before I begin, I would like to say thank you to Rabbi Chaim and Yocheved for making this event possible. I'd like to say thank you to my family who came from New York, and I'd like to say thank you to my grandmother and uncle. Unfortunately, some of my relatives were unable to make it tonight, but I know that they are here in spirit. Even though I may not be 12 anymore, having a bat mitzvah, even now, is a beautiful and rather joyous occasion. Today, 4 of us have come forth to have a celebration, yet each and every one of us has had a bat or bar mitzvah when we turned 12 or 13. So over the last few years, I have grown into the person that stands in front of you today. For those of you who do not know me, or my history, perhaps one day you might. Since I only have 2 minutes to speak, I'll keep my speech short. When I was 4 years old, my mother had passed away, and I had a rather difficult childhood. But even though there have been bumps and bruises along my path, nothing has ever stopped me. I continue on with each day, seeing hope and opportunity in all that I do. It would be wrong of me to say that my father has not made me the person that I am today, because he has. He made me realize and strive towards a bright, happy, and fulfilling life. He showed me how a life can be made meaningful, and he allowed, sorry, I have really small handwriting, and he allowed me to embody the concept of opportunity and hope. Yanina, you have become a person that I see as my mother, and a model in my life. You have shown me that through perseverance and determination, I can succeed at whatever I put my mind to. If it wasn't for you, I would probably still be stuck being blinded and unable to see that there are possibilities. Sorry, I'm choking up. You have supported me in all my decisions and showed me warmth and kindness, no matter where I was and where I am. And for your warmth, for your love, and for your help, I am ever so grateful. My grandmother and uncle, you have helped me through many difficult times. They have provided me with love, care, and support each day. My grandmother's wisdom I have embodied to be part of who I am today, and it is her opinions that I value the most. I would like to say thank you. Rabbi Bolka, my grandmother has told me that you have done a lot for my family. You have helped with the funeral of my mother, and I would like to give you a warm thank you for coming out tonight and supporting myself and everyone here. And so, I'd like to thank each and every single one of you that came out today to support myself, Dahlia, Dennis, and Naomi for this wonderful occasion. Thank you very much.
Again, and we're also going to call up Naomi and Dahlia, who are all going to be sharing a little bit with us. Yan is going to speak about the Eshet Chayil, which is the Woman of Valor blessing that's traditionally read in Jewish homes on Friday nights, acknowledging the role of the woman in the Jewish house and the importance of the woman. Naomi will be reciting the 13 Principles of Faith. These are written by Rambam, who's Maimonides, and they encapsulate our fundamental beliefs about Judaism. And Dahlia is going to be reciting the Shema, which is probably the most integral prayer to the Jewish faith. It's recited on Yom Kippur when we wake up and before we go to sleep. So please welcome all 3 of them, who will come up and do it one after the other.
relies on her, and he shall lack no fortune. She does him good, not evil, all days of her life. She seeks wool and flax, and works with her hands willingly. She is like the merchant ships. She brings her bread from afar. She rises while it is still night, and gives food to her household and a portion to her maidservants. She plants for a field and buys it. With the fruit of her hands, she plants a vineyard. She guards her loins in strength and makes her arms strong. She knows that their merchandise is good. Her candle does not go out at night. She sets her hands at the distaff and holds the spindle in her hands. She extends her hands to the poor and reaches out her hand to the needy. She fears not for her household because of snow, because her whole household is warmly dressed. She makes covers for herself. Her clothing is fine linen and purple. Her husband is known at the gates when he sits among the elders of the land. She makes a cloak and sells it, and she delivers aprons to the merchant. Strength and honor are her clothing. She smiles at the future. She opens her mouth in wisdom, and the lesson of kindness is on her tongue. She watches over the ways of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children rise and praise her. Her husband lauds her. Many women have done worthily, but you surpass them. Charm is deceptive and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears God shall be praised. Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her works praise in the gates. Thank
I'm reading the 13 Principles of Jewish Faith by Maimonides. The great codifier of Torah law and Jewish philosophy, Rabbi Moshe ben Maimonides, also known as the Rambam, compiled what he refers to as the Shlosha Asar Ikarim, the 13 fundamental principles of the Jewish faith as derived from the Torah. Maimonides refers to these 13 principles of faith as the fundamental truth of our religion and its very foundations. These 13 principles of Jewish faith are as follows. Number 1, belief in the existence of the Creator, who is perfect in every manner of existence and is the primary cause of all that exists. Number 2, the belief in God's absolute and unparalleled unity. Number 3, the belief in God's non-corporeality, nor that he will be affected by any physical occurrences such as movement or rest or dwelling. Number 4, the belief in God's eternity. Number 5, the imperative to worship God exclusively and no foreign false gods. Number 6, the belief that God communicates with man through prophecy. Number 7, the belief in the primacy of the prophecy of Moses, our teacher. Number 8, the belief in the divine origin of the Torah. Number 9, the belief in the immutability of the Torah. Number 10, the belief in God's omniscience and providence. Number 11, the belief in divine reward and retribution. Number 12, the belief in the arrival of the Messiah and the Messianic era. Number 13, the belief in the resurrection of the dead.
Okay, so I'm going to do the Shema in English. So, hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. Blessed be the name of the glory of his kingdom forever and ever. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And these words which I command you today shall be upon your heart. You shall teach them thoroughly to your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk on the road, when you lie down, and when you rise. You shall bind them as a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for a reminder between your eyes. and you shall write them upon the doorposts of your house and upon your gates. And it will be, if you will diligently obey my commandments, which I enjoin upon you this day, to love the Lord your God and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul. I will give rain for your land and at the proper time, the early rain and the late rain, and you will gather in your grain, your wine, and your oil. And I will give grass in your fields for your cattle, and you will eat and be sated. Take care lest your heart be lured away, and you turn astray and worship alien gods, and bow down to them. For then the Lord's wrath will flare up against you, and he will close the heavens so that there will be no rain, and the earth will not yield its produce. And you will swiftly perish from the good land which the Lord gives you. Therefore, place these words of mine upon your heart and upon your soul, and bind them for a sign on your hand, and they shall be for a reminder between your eyes. You shall teach them to your children, to speak of them when you sit in your house and when you walk on the road, when you lie down and when you rise. And you shall inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates, so that your days and the days of your children may be prolonged on the land which the Lord swore to your fathers to give to them for as long as the heavens are above the earth.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have the family blessings. So if there is a member of the family from each of the bar and bat mitzvah people who would like to come up and say a few words, they can volunteer to do that now. Yeah, you want to come on up?
I'm going to stand here because I'm a little short. You guys can see me behind the podium. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so very much for putting this wonderful event together. I cannot tell you how Hamish and amazing this is tonight. For me to see Yana go through a bat mitzvah, and congratulations to all the bat and bar mitzvah tonight. I want to tell you, I didn't write anything, so this is from the heart. Last year, I had the privilege of being honored in Washington in front of 1,000 people for Jewish Women International. And they asked me to write a speech, and my speech had to be a pearl of wisdom, which Yana delivered so beautifully tonight. My pearl of wisdom was perseverance, due to the fact that I came as an immigrant to not this country, to the U.S., and had to persevere some things to be Jewish, to be a woman, and to be able to succeed in life. However, this beautiful girl had to persevere much, much more in her life. I don't know how many of you know her intimately, but since the age of 4, 15 years ago, when her mother had asked me to watch over her, she has endured many, many things in life that no child should have endured. And I have watched her persevere every single one of them. She has grown to be a beautiful, strong woman, and through all of those things, she has chosen all the right paths. She has fought so hard not to look the other way. The other side of the family has tried very hard to persuade her to come away from Judaism. And as much as they persuade her, as much as she fought back. This evening tonight means a lot for our family. We got her back very recently. She is back on the road to recovery. She is back in our lives. And she's back in our world as a Jew. So this perseverance, to me, shows that one day this beautiful young Jewish woman will one day deliver her own pearl of wisdom in a big stage somewhere, because I know what she's capable of. And I am kvelling for you tonight, like a mom should be for her daughter, because that is exactly what you are to me. I'm so proud of you, and I think that you are amazing. Thank you.